we are in Rhode Island this weekend, and something with that we wanted to show you is Jamestown. Now, we hear everybody goes to Newport. Newport is world famous, and for good reason. But just outside of Newport is this adorable island town called Jamestown. It is literally just on the other side of the Newport Bridge. So we're gonna start our day here going to the Village Hearth Bakery and Cafe. I saw good things online. Their baked goods and coffee sounded amazing. And then we're gonna go check out a couple of outdoor, like, walking around spots with cool views. So first up, coffee. We just finished here at the Village Hearth Bakery and Cafe. I wanted to make sure I got the name right. They were total 10 out of 10. Mike got a snickerdoodle cookie with the iced chai. I tasted the iced chai, one of my favorites. And I got a warm latte.
So good.
It's honestly one of the best lattes. And I got a breakfast sandwich on gluten-free. It was a gluten-free Portuguese muffin. I couldn't put my finger on it, but it had such a good flavor in it with avocado, egg, like delicious bacon. The baked goods, I think I'm still drooling over. I did get a gluten-free chocolate cookie for later, so we'll give that a try when it's dessert time. If you're in the Newport, Jamestown area, stop by here. Off to the walking spots, if you will, Beavertail, and then Fort Wetherell. Walking around Beavertail, winter hat back on. It is, I mean, we're on the ocean, so it's a little chillier now. But this is the America's third oldest lighthouse, which I didn't know. And the town of Jamestown was incorporated or founded in, what was it,
1678.
So that was a few years ago. And it only had 150 residents at the time. It was really cool. There's a plaque here that explains a lot of what they've done to improve the town, whether it was to improve Beavertail when that started, when they had a huge bridge fixer-upper, if you will. It was in the 90s or 80s.
In the early 90s, they built a new bridge, Jamestown Verrazano Bridge, replaced the old Jamestown Bridge, and that was a big deal.
Yeah, so it was kind of cool for me. Like, Mike grew up around here, and so he remembers this stuff, and like he was here when not when it happened in the 1600s, but in the 1990s, yes, he remembers some of the stuff. So it was cool for me to see some of these facts. It does look like their outhouses are like little bathrooms here if you need it. I always like to make a note of that too. But yeah, we're going off to check off the trails now next. So now, by the power of magic and video editing, we are now over in Fort Wetherell, still enjoying Jamestown. Over there is Newport now, though, and if you can see across the way is Fort Adams. And if you're a runner, there's a road race called the Newport 10 Miler. It legit was, to this day, still my favorite road race I've ever done. I've done the Disney one, I've done a variety of other races, and it was just beautiful from the moment you start that course until you finish. You're running along Bellevue Ave or along the mansions. You get a good shirt, a good medal, and there's a beer after. And that Fort Adams is gorgeous. So we're walking around Fort Wetherell, checking it out. It's gorgeous. beautiful trails, cool picnic spots. So somewhere you could bring the whole family. Dogs are allowed, but on the leash.
See Point Judith Lighthouse. At low tide, when it was low tide, or at high tide, I think it was 50 feet.
Yeah, no, thank you. We're about to finish up our stint here in Jamestown at
Fort Wetherall.
testing wing. Just kidding. And
I've been here once or twice.
Yeah, he loves to show me around these spots, which I appreciate. Newport is right over there, which is where we are heading to next. This guy is like, okay.
Can you look up at the top of that thing right in front of me? Oh my God, no. And then I picture like having to walk up.
So here we are in the Cliff Walk in Newport. This is something I think is essential to do when you're visiting Rhode Island, and especially Newport. The Cliff Walk is what, about 7 miles total if you did the whole thing?
Yeah, it's about 3.5.
So it's awesome because it's nestled, like here we are just off Bellevue Ave, in between the mansions and Salve Regina University. So many cool spots to see. I do highly recommend going in and tour the mansions as well. I personally love doing it at Christmas time because they are decorated for the holidays, even though a lot of the people who own those mansions never even spent Christmas here.